The Amazing Spider-Man 2. John is going to vehemently defend this movie. But first, it was a 2014 movie directed by Mark Webb, starring Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, Jamie Foxx, and Jared Leto. It made $709 million on a $230 million budget. It has a 52% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 2.6 on Letterboxd. Alright.
Did you like this movie more than you thought you would?
I liked this movie more than I thought. No!
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did. But, like, here's the thing. It has good fight scenes. Everything else is shit.
Can you understand why I like it so much?
No. I don't understand how someone could say this is a good movie. Well, I don't understand how someone could say this is a good movie.
I never said it was a good movie. I just said why I enjoy it so much.
But I don't understand how someone could like this movie. I could see how you like the memory of this movie, but I don't see how you could watch this movie and enjoy it.
I've explained this, Shaq. This is my Men in Black 2.
No, but like, I'm not gonna let you have this.
This is my Men in Black 2.
But I have to roast this movie from an objective.
I let you have Men in Black 2.
I'm not gonna let you have this, though.
I let you have Men in Black 2.
I'm not gonna let you have this.
I let you have Men in Black 2. You have to
care.
let me have this.
No, because I have to tell you why this movie is fucking dog shit.
Okay. I can go for it.
First off, this was long as fuck. This felt long for me.
It didn't feel long for me.
Because it just...
Damn, so good.
What are you talking about, bro? You can't say
damn,
so good
so
with a
good.
straight face.
It's like, damn, so good.
It's not...
Alright, keep going, Jack.
I hate this movie. Alright, I'll start with the good. The good is Spider-Man. Everything else down here, bad. Good, bad. So the suit is good, obviously.
Probably best suit ever.
It's a bit loose. It's got the eyes. He's got the shape. He's got the build. The swinging. It's the best swinging. It's the best looking Spider-Man movie. And I think the action scenes are decent, but actually they're good, really good, but they are a perfect encapsulation of my thoughts on this movie. It looks good, but put any thought into what is actually going on, and it's bad.
What do you mean?
Times Square fight looks good, but why are the people running up the stairs? Why does he get mad when the cameras get pointed away instead of like any other motivation that could have happened in that scene? Like, Electro's motivation makes no sense. Why did Spider-Man go away from saving people to grab a fireman's hat to make a stupid joke? Which he does multiple times in this movie. Oh my god. In the opening scene when he's fighting Rhino.
Oh my goodness, Shaq. I swear. He makes some stupid thing. The amount of times they've done that in the Spider-Man game, though, too.
But it's a game.
I've heard so many people make this fucking claim. I don't care about that fucking claim. That is probably like the dumbest thing I've heard.
Because I was like, oh, it's not that bad. Like, I thought you didn't see people get literally murdered. But it cuts to the big ass garbage truck crushing like 10 cars with people in the cars. Like, you see people die because Spider-Man decides to like whip away. Also, why is he making so many jokes if he has to get to his high school graduation?
Jack, this is fucking happening every...
It's so fucking... Oh, and when he goes through the fucking alleyway, he lets him go through an alleyway and just fucking, like, those people either couldn't walk or are dead. I mean, like, they fucking crush people because he's being an idiot. And it's like, that... It pisses me off because, like, the jokes are alright. Like, it's like Spider-Man a little bit. And then they, like, do that. Oh, my God.
I think you just want a reason to hate this movie.
I
genuinely don't think that part was that bad.
It's so stupid.
No, I've heard this claim. Shut up. I've heard this claim.
It's stupid.
Shut up. Shut up. Can you not let me finish your sentence?
Finish.
I have heard this claim a million times. It's the most drawn out fucking claim.
I wonder why you've heard that claim. I wonder why people think that.
This is like the stupidest
I wonder
claim
why it's
ever.
A popular opinion.
But it's a dumb one.
I wonder why multiple people think it.
It was fine. It's not that big of a deal, honestly.
It is. It is because it's so easy just not to do it. Because, like, he's being good. It's like a good representation of Spider-Man. And then it's not. But then it's good again. But then they do it again. It's like... And it's not even like it's such an easy like right around. All you have to do is make it like he cleared the street. Boom.
How the fuck was he gonna clear the street, dumbass?
Take him somewhere. Or, like, because he's Spider-Man, people look up to him, so he's able to be like, get out of the way. Or, like,
There's nothing he's gonna be able to
anything.
do with the fucking garbage
Or
can.
just
The
write
garbage truck.
the situation to be different. Or just don't have him do that part. Don't have him leave when he's talking to Rhino. Have him take Rhino down in that moment.
I still think it works.
It doesn't. It just doesn't.
I still think it
Spider-Man
works.
wouldn't do that.
He does it in the fucking video game.
The game doesn't count because you have to have a playable game that's fun to play.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like in scenes where it's like a cut scene. He'll make a thwip while he's like trying to take down the while he's on top of the fucking car.
I know, but he was making quips and like, or, oh my gosh, just don't show the people dying. That would have been so much simpler. Because it's assumed
But
people
I think
die.
I think you're still overreacting to this.
No.
Yes, you are.
It's simple.
No,
It's simple
Let's
Spider-Man
be honest.
stuff.
Let's be honest. You just want to hate this movie.
I don't just want to hate
You
this.
do.
I'm going to go over why this stuff is bad when we, get into it. But, whatever. The opening scene, almost really good. But also, Spider-Man, overall, good. But, like, did you notice his weird accent?
No.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
In, like, 2 or 3 scenes, he's doing this weird New York accent. But he's British.
Wow.
If I can find the clip, I'll put it in here, but it's pretty funny.
My dad left a briefcase. That's all I got, briefcase full of junk. Whatever, I don't know, I tried to think about it.
How's that working out for you?
Perfectly.
But
Maybe he
it's-
just has a hard time saying.
It's in his the graduation, like right after he graduates, and then it's when he's talking to Harry in that dumb fucking scene, which I'll talk
The
about in a
Flash
second.
stuff was good. Flash is a good guy in this movie.
Flash is in this movie?
Yeah, he is. He's the guy who hugs Peter at the graduation.
No, that's it though, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And he's like, hey Peter. And he's like, oh, I'm so like they're friendly now.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all it shows.
Okay. Now I'll get this out of the way, because I hate it. The parents. First off, the opening scene takes too much time out of my life. It's time I'm never gonna get back watching that scene. Which, by the way, was as long as the Spider-Man opening scene with Rhino.
Okay.
It just is stupid. Like, it barely comes back up in the movie
I can understand
itself.
why you don't like the parent stuff. I personally don't mind it because I think it was an interesting take on doing what the fuck happened to his parents because they're like never mentioned ever.
Because it's not important.
It doesn't have. I'm not saying it has to be important, but I think it's interesting.
I don't even think
this one decided to at least mention it.
I don't even think they made it important. I think that it's such an easy thing to cut and like, oh my gosh, they could have used that time so much better, or just had it been better paced. Cause like, I know that like, okay, this is like a clear opinion. Like that's boring to me. It's a popular opinion, but it's an opinion. But like every time that it cuts back to that in any way, I just like completely get disconnect from the movie. I'm like, why do I care?
I don't mind the parent stuff.
Why do I care? And the opening scene, it's just fucking kind of stupid. Like, it doesn't even tie back into what happens later with, like, Roosevelt Station. It's just like, oh, they're on the run. Now it's like, it's a spy-like movie. And also, plane falling scenes aren't good other than The Dark Knight Rises. Because they did it for real. He really just fucking blew up a plane like that. But, it looks like they're in, like, a Universal ride where, like, shaking and shit. So I'm like, I don't care. Also, I don't think I wrote this down, but it was going to be, like, the dude, the Shadow Man, was going to be that guy. He survived. The assassin survived.
Wow.
It's bad. It's stupid. Or it's going to be his brother, which was also kind of funny. But that's unrelated. Anyway, anytime that comes up, it's stupid. Also, the fact that you need special coins from the back of a calculator. Really? What happens if you run out of those coins? Where did they get those coins? Are those coins widespread? How did someone not accidentally come across it if they're widespread? What if you left the
Shut up.
coins?
You're analyzing that.
What
part
if you
way too
left
much.
the coins into your lab?
No, shut up.
And you can't get back into your lab.
Are
You have to
analyzing,
demolish
You are
the lab.
analyzing that part way too much, Jack.
Also, why does the lab have to be a secret lab?
You are analyzing that part way too much.
I'm just pointing out.
No, you know you're analyzing
It's
that part way
fucking
too
stupid.
much.
It's fucking stupid.
You're analyzing
Calculator
that-
coins
You
are
are
stupid.
analyzing that part.
Why does he throw his calculator?
way
He's a smart dude.
too
Why would he throw
much.
his calculator? You'd think that he would want to throw something maybe more useless to him.
You throw stupid shit all the time.
I would never throw my
You
guitar.
slam your desk, dumbass.
This fucking desk is shitty. Look at
You
it.
still need it.
I could buy a new desk.
gonna fight you.
Stupid. The coins are stupid. Rhino, I pretty much covered it. I mean, swinging is cool. Swinging is consistently cool. Creative elements. Rhino is annoying, but Rhino's not a good villain, so it's just a bad choice to ever.
Well, Rhino's fucking annoying in the comics.
I know, he's a bad villain in general. He's a bad choice to include. The kid subplot.
Amazing.
Good until he runs out into like the street for some reason, which always just makes me angry. That fucking mom.
Because kids are fucking dumb.
What was the mom
We've
doing?
seen kids in real life running off, and we're like, this is why we don't want to have kids.
What was the mom doing?
That's we would be in
Also,
that scene on the side
why
saying
didn't-
this is why we don't want to have kids.
Why didn't Rhino just kill the kid?
Rhino should have just killed the kid, but Rhino.
Because he just kind of stands there and is like, "What's going on?" I don't know, Rhino.
Well, Rhino was, I think, about to fucking kill that kid.
I know, just the kid's whatever. I mean, it's a good scene, but
Spider-Man.
but it also represents a good thing in
That's
this movie.
Spider-Man.
It's a good thing in this movie. It represents a particular thing that's like it's good, but they can't do anything with it because they have to do these 8 other things. Electro. I hate Electro so much. I forgot how bad he was. Okay, firstly, the dubstep music.
The best.
Okay. It's so 2014.
Well, yeah, we can defend it because it was 2014.
No, but like
It fits
Don't
the
put it-
time period.
also that stupid fucking folk song. That's like Mumford and Sons type shit when he throws a calculator at the wall.
The best
I will
song.
do it. Oh, I fucking hate
I
that
actually
song.
don't mind that song.
I really hate that song. I do not like Mumford and Sons. I don't think it's Mumford and Sons, but no matter what, it's a annoying song.
Do you?
It encapsulates 2014 for me.
I forgot how much I hated this about you.
Bah.
Do you know what you do, Jack? You
No.
hate something a little bit, and you decide that you have to hate it completely.
I don't though.
Yes, you do.
I gave it-
You do this with a lot.
I gave it a 3 out of 5, bitch.
Exactly. Why are you going in on it like this?
Because I think everything about it is bad, but like the Spider-Man's good enough that I'm not like completely bored or well, some things are boring, but it's when I think about it, I really didn't write any much good down. Cuz everything that was good was just when he was fighting. There wasn't like any plot elements that were good to me.
Gwen Stacy.
That's it. Except for one element which I also wrote down. But oh yeah, I guess I already did that. It's like when he's stalking her, but then she thinks it's cute. I don't know. That's a little strange. Everything else is good.
Bro, there was a fucking animated show where fucking Mary Jane jumps off a building to see if Spider-Man will always be there for her.
Which one? A bad one?
There's a clip. It's like the 70s one or not the whatever
90s?
one. Yeah.
That doesn't count. That's not a good
She-
show.
He proposes to her.
That's
and
not
she
a good
She
show.
jumps off of the building.
I
And,
know that's
and he's like Mary Jane.
But it's not a
And
good
she,
show.
And she goes like I just had to prove to myself that you'd always be.
No,
there for
it's a
me,
bad
Tiger."
show, I'm telling you. The 90s is it's a bad show.
You're a bad show.
Like this is a bad movie. Except I kind of like it. Here's the thing. It would take someone trying for me not to like a Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
Like it's baseline. They can't make the only thing I've ever grabbed onto that was Spider-Man that was bad was like a couple issues of the Spider-Man Spider-Man run. But like that's a comic, so like when you have 75 things, and see that's what I'm like. I'm tearing this movie apart, but like
I feel like it's kind of a camp. I feel like I was kind of like because I feel like it's kind of a campy comic book movie as well.
no, just bad.
Okay.
Campy comic book movies like I guess Spider-Man 3, which is also overstuffed, but at least those elements are good within themselves. I don't think Electro is good in any way. Like people are cartoonishly mean to the man.
Yeah.
Like, and what's weird to me is, so they were like, we're making him like new. You know, that's what the idea was. Like, this isn't the stupid fucking comic one, you know. But they made it weirder. In the comics, he just gets shocked by electricity. Like, that's it. That's what happens. But in this one, people aren't watching the eel tank, so he shocks himself on an electric wire and falls into a bat of electric eels that Oscorp for some reason has. Like, that's way more cartoonish than the original one.
They're experimenting with it.
Also,
It's very much more campy comic booky.
I'm excited for the yellow because, like, I like blue lightning,
The blue looks really cool in this.
but lightning's gonna look good no matter how you do it. So
Yeah.
do the cool
I feel
yellow.
like the
We've seen
I
blue
feel like
lightning.
the blue fit really well with this movie though.
It did, but imagine the gold. Well, I guess they did gold with Spider-Man, like the original trilogy. So I guess they really couldn't have. But my point is, just go for it, man. But yeah, like the CGI looked great. The gap thing, the origin being very by the numbers. And yeah, I think that was it. I thought the prison breakout was stupid. I mean, that's a clear thing. That's like then they'd like write him off for a while, but they do that in Spider-Man 3, so it's whatever. The final battle was good, other than when he plays Itsy Bitsy Spider. Kind of ruined it. Plus, also, yeah, I
Did you
forgot.
see that one deleted scene though?
Yeah, wait, where he kills the goblin. Or
No,
like,
he doesn't kill
mad.
him. He just he's.
We're gonna get to the goblin and deleted scene, Sean. All right, listen. But they undercut the Electro final battle for the goblin one. But I don't really care about the goblin one because it's like, we know where this is going.
I feel like they should have just done Electro with this one and done Goblin in the third one.
Because the goblin is here for an explicit reason.
Yeah.
It's so obvious. And at this point, I just want to put too much is happening. There is like one point in the movie, I think it's like right after he gets his powers, Electro, where like it overwhelmed me in a way that not even like Spider-Man 3 did. Just like at one point, there was like 4 or 5 scenes back to back that were different plot lines. I was just like, so much is happening right now.
I just really personally enjoy the movie.
And the parent subplot is one of those things that's happening. And I don't like that.
I don't mind. Like I get the parent subplot could have been cut out, but I don't mind it.
I mind it a little bit, a lot. Osborns, I feel like they were very shoehorned, but as I just said, it's clear why. For some reason, they wanted to do the night that Gwen Stacy dies in this one.
Okay.
Can we talk about how that makes no sense, though?
How it happens, though.
The scene is good, but then
It's really fun.
I thought everything that comes after, because then, what happens? They have to wrap up the other 5 plot lines, so he gets one scene to mourn, then they have to go back to Harry Osborn with his Shadow Man. Well, let's really quickly show in the Vulture, Venom, Kraven, the Rhino, Green Goblin, like all that, Doc Ock. Let's do that really quickly, and then they have to go back to the kid, and then they have to wrap up like all these different things, and then they can finally go back to Gwen with that like shoehorn speech, which I don't like. But anyway, that's the thing.
Well,
It like hits me when Gwen dies, but they don't let it rest because they have all these other things they have to do, and it hurts. And that's what I was talking about with Amazing Spider-Man, even though I think it pulled it off better, which is like wasted potential because I can see them being good. I can see the movies being good, but the Osborns are.
That's also. I think that's also why I like these movies so much is because I see the potential in them.
I don't enjoy that. It makes me sad.
That's why. Well, I don't know. That's also why. Maybe that's why I enjoy them so much is because like I want to enjoy them so like they get another movie.
Yeah, but that's a pipe dream. I mean, it's probably gonna happen now, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's like fan support. I mean, I guess they made alright money, but I guess not good enough. Also, the Goblin doesn't become the Goblin until an hour and 45 in. And it's fucking, oh my god, I hate the Goblin. Hate him, John. I hate him.
They should have just done it in the third movie. I do agree with that, but like I still enjoyed this movie.
Because you could have, I don't know. And then the whole blood thing makes no sense to me. Why doesn't he just give him the blood?
Because he's Spider-Man.
Like, he's already dying.
Yeah, I know. It's just...
I never understood that. Also, why didn't Peter just have Spider-Man tell him? Because then he just made himself an enemy by saying no himself. Because instead of being like, oh, let me get Spider-Man, going out and getting Spider-Man to say no, he could have just been like, he himself says no to him. He's like, I'm not going to get Spider-Man for you. And it's like, now he's unnecessarily mad at Peter, which kills Gwen, by the way. And it's just like simple oversight.
I also just think that with the whole not wanting to give blood thing, and it's like, it's just, for me, the good outweighed the bad.
I mean, I guess relative. 3 out of 5 would good outweighs bad, technically. It's just fun to see Spider-Man on screen, but like, that's it.
And I also just think this representation of Spider-Man is really good.
Sometimes. Spider-Man, also, the characters it shoves in, it's not too atrocious because it's just kind of annoying. Like Alistair Smythe and Black Cat and all the files, and I mean, everyone's fucking just absolutely smashed the fucking like basement of villain scene, but it is so stupid. if they went that route. If Doc Ock was some dude they pulled off the street and were like, put these arms on. Like, you know. So, I mean, I'm like, see, that's why I'm happy Amazing Spider-Man 3 didn't happen. Because even if it maybe was good, they already had butchered a lot of these characters. Like, Doc Ock was butchered from the moment he didn't make his own arms. So, same with Vulture or like Venom being in a basement, you know. So,
what I initially took it as was like that they. Well, I remember when I first saw those movies, I was like, oh my god, they like. I remember thinking, oh my god, they pretty much had the Sinister Six. Like I thought that they made them originally.
yeah, that's what I
originally thought.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Which I don't like.
No, I mean I don't think Oscorp initially. I thought like they pretty much had the Sinister Six team ready, and that they all made that was like their armory kind of.
Oh.
And it, like,
I doubt it, because it's like we have potential people. Is kind of what they're saying, but they have the stuff already. So I don't know. And then the Aunt May, once again, it's essentially the same as the kid thing for me. Like it's good, but it's so pushed to the side in this movie. That this was, by the way, the only reason I wrote Aunt May was because I wrote trivia and left a line, and then I saw something about Aunt May when I was reading trivia. I forgot about it because there's just so much happening. It's like
also though
a footnote in it.
Besides when he does his accent messed up, but Andrew Garfield's performance is amazing.
Yeah. That's what I think is good, Spider-Man. And then the villains.
The
villains
these
in the
could have
plot.
easily, with that like cast that they had and stuff, probably could have been like
cast and
the best.
once
Spider-Man
again,
movies.
as I said,
and the director was good.
As I said, in Amazing Spider-Man, I don't know how the writing process works. I don't know where in it things got fucked up, but I think that if the writers, or like one or two of them, were left down with Mark Webb and this cast, yeah, by Spider-Man. But
that's why we gotta hope for an Amazing Spider-Man 3, Jack. Now, if Mark Webb came back for an Amazing Spider-Man 3 as the director, but they had a really solid script, and we had Andrew Garfield, amazing performance. Thoughts? Would you want to see it?
I mean, I want to see it even if it wasn't guaranteed to be good. Because give me 3 Spider-Man movies a year.
Do you think it could be good?
I don't care. I think it could be good. But like,
better have the best visuals ever.
What I just don't know is like, but I just, how do they do 3 different Spider-Man movies?
One of the things that I also do like about these, I feel like out of all the movies, they make this Spider-Man feel the most like kind of down to earth and like.
Yeah, it feels very New York.
Yeah.
But, you know. And also, the last thing I want to say is that what I forgot before we move into trivia is that Gwen, it kind of felt like they just did the same arc as they had in the last movie. Like, they were so push and pull with all the other plots. The performances carried the death of Gwen Stacy. I don't think that was great on its own. Also, they shouldn't have cut the scene where he beats the shit out of Green Goblin. Because, you know, people getting Green Goblin and Spider-Man fighting and then someone getting the shit beat out of them creates the best scenes.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, when he's about to kill him and decides not to, and is just, like, overwhelmed with emotion and crying, that's perfect.
But, you know, they cut that, and then I just think that, like, I don't know, it's just, like, on the nose. It's whatever, man. I just think that it was too pushed to the side. Like, imagine if they actually spent time developing that relationship instead of having this weird, like, we're broken up, we're together, I'm stalking you? Oh, I like that.
I get it.
And then everything else happening in the movie. If they just let this one be a development movie, and then the third one being, it's the fucking Green Goblin, it's the finale, or whatever. Or just having this one be that, and just don't do Electro. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get why they chose to do all of that.
I do understand why people don't like this movie, but I personally really enjoy it, and like, even though it's overstuffed, like, it's my Men in Black 2. What can I say? I just enjoy it.
Trivia.
Okay.
J. Jonah Jameson was supposed to appear, but they couldn't recast him. They couldn't find anyone, and that's why he's only an email. I think there was a rumor that Will Arnett, maybe, was like someone they were looking at.
Genius.
Okay. John Mulaney, I saw would be funny. I think he'd be a good different take. Because I think you'd have to go like a different direction. Mary Jane
was cut completely, yeah.
Imagine if Mary Jane was in this movie.
I'm happy she wasn't.
Oh, yeah. That would have been fucking crazy.
And also way too early to introduce her.
That's the biggest mistake. I was thinking about that. In my my Spider-Man series, I was like, should I introduce Mary Jane before Gwen dies? Spoiler, of course. But if that's gonna happen, I was like, no, because that's just like a clear cut. Gwen's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. I always talk about that. I'm gonna talk
Well, it
about
wasn't
that.
even like it wasn't even that. I think that was more the studio wanting to introduce her in Mark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, never do Mary Jane as you're doing Gwen. It just undercuts it. Like, it makes it obvious what's gonna happen. So I'm happy. Also, Shailene Woodley looks like such a ghetto Mary Jane. Am I wrong though? Like, she looks so fucking ghetto. Black Cat originally had a bigger role, including like maybe being Green Goblin's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, this stuff's like
they kind of teased that. Honestly, I kind of see it.
But like, why is she just an assistant? It's kind of lame. It's kind of a lame way to do
Maybe
like
it was
that.
something. Maybe it was something more. Maybe she was stealing the entire time.
Maybe, but I mean, the girlfriend thing would have been super stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Who would want to date Dane DeHaan? That's what my biggest problem with that would be.
Black Cat.
No. Also, can we talk about how the post-credit scene originally was a trailer for X-Men Days of Future Past?
No.
That's what people waited for. A trailer that was on the internet.
It's the best post-credit scene ever.
I guess it's because Mark Webb had a deal with Fox, and then he said, I'm not going to do it anymore, and did this instead. So they were like, you have to pay us back.
Mm-hmm.
It was a post-credit scene.
Yeah. Oh, I also I know you don't like the parent stuff, but Andrew Garfield's acting when his like dad shows up at the cemetery.
No.
Have you seen that scene?
Yeah, but the problem is that's a case where, like, unlike Gwen, the concept is so fucking stupid to me. It could be fucking the best actor in the world. It could be Marlon Brando
I'm
there.
just talking about Andrew Garfield's acting.
What I'm saying is that I literally can't even focus on that when it's this bushy ass Richard Parker motherfucker who I could give a shit about showing up at a cemetery of all places too. Like, what an asshole move. The man's grieving. Your son is grieving. Let him be. Show up at his house or on the street. Literally anywhere else. I hate it. I really do hate that
Kevin
scene.
Feige's notes.
Yeah, and then Kevin's notes. So we'll see where Kevin Feige. Fuck, he has a lot of notes. All right.
He did this. I saw all his notes for this one and the first one.
I did not. We didn't go over the first one. I know he had notes for the first one.
I saw
There weren't
them a
that
long
much, though,
time
were
ago.
they?
Not as much, but like also he just said that he didn't like that Peter and Gwen in the end get back together, kind of.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. Should have waited for this one.
Yeah.
There are too many storylines, and we need to choose ones. Could reduce Father Ark to just Roosevelt. The station. See, good point. Did they take that? Well, I guess they did. Did they cut Mary Jane and were like, are we good? And he's like, oh my god, yeah. Okay, guys, you are good. Could cut out the plane crash. Yes. And don't start Spider-Man, let the danger strike. That one is kind of I'm split on. Okay, plane crash, obviously. Easy cut. The Spider-Man opening scene would have been so much better. It was cool how like it starts with him flying down, but it is kind of a good point.
What was his point again?
Just build up the danger in New York.
Oh no!
Because
I like how they kind of showed the new suit off by doing that.
Because I think what could work is you just do the danger, like a kid or something like that, and then you just do how it opens anyway.
Yeah, they could have done
Or instead of the opening scene, it's a scene without Spider-Man, like Rhino going through New York, and then it goes Amazing Spider-Man, and his suit, the same thing happens.
Yeah.
So something like that would have been better. Tone down Paul Giamatti's performance, so it seems a bit more menacing and less cartoonish. Granted. Or I think what he could have said that would have made that better is cut Paul Giamatti out of the movie. Yeah, if you cut Richard from the opening and the plane crash, you could instead do Harry coming home. Yeah. Or, like, maybe them as friends, as kids or something. Really love Electro. Feels like you may not need the scene in his apartment, which makes him seem completely crazy and hard to relate to.
Kevin loves Electro?
Yeah, I guess. Maybe that's why I brought him back first. But yeah, I think that's a good point, though. Like, that is kind of what makes him, when I said, like...
That's why you don't like him. I never really minded Electro, if I'm going to be honest.
I just thought that everything around him was stupid.
I thought, like,
I thought his motivation was stupid, but that's apartment scene, I guess, is kind of similar.
I feel like he's just one of those people...
He's just kind of like nothing to me. I don't know.
I just feel like it makes sense because there are those weird people in life like that who literally just
but it's such a
get
drawn
made
up
fun of by... No, like, I don't mean like that, but I'm saying, like, even in our school and stuff, there's those people who...
I think I'm just
weird
stuck on the fact...
get made fun of by every single person.
But I think I'm just stuck on this fact that Spectacular Spider-Man Electro is my second favorite villain from that show.
I just think that you wanted to see something more and you didn't. I think that's what you're disappointed about.
Also, the Gap. Just get braces. I'm just saying, man. Need to set up the power plant earlier. I don't even know what that means. Like the idea that eel goes into his mouth.
Kevin's a little
Horny.
freaky.
Seems like the movie switches POVs a lot. Why are we in Max's POV during the car chase? Worth looking at. I think they did change that. Did they? Because I don't remember that being in the movie. There could be a better way to reveal that Peter is missing graduation. Maybe when you cut Gwen, you could cut to the wide shot. I think they did that.
Yeah, they did.
Tiny note, don't think Peter would lie to Gwen about sirens. Maybe he just downplays it.
I think he did kind of down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe these notes they did some of these, so if it's like they didn't do these. Stanley cameo, maybe need a little more emphasis on Peter here trying to get out of his costume and not being seen. Set up a little more presence of the principal getting closer and closer to calling his name. I think they did that as well.
They did.
Instead of seeing the ghost of Captain Stacy, can just hear the voice in Peter's head, maybe flash back to the last movie. Don't think we could add Captain Stacy back in the car dash. I think that's a good point. I think that was a little bit weird.
I don't mind it.
Because he just kind of like...
I actually kind of liked it.
Or he could have been there more. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's just one time.
Yeah, I think he should have been there more.
Because, like, essentially, they don't even touch on that.
That's why I think Kevin's like, we don't need him there in that one scene. Yeah. He could just be a voice. But, like, I think we should. I did like that we saw him. I think he should have just been there more. Because,
like, after that scene, the conflict of dating Gwen isn't whether or not Captain Stacy would be okay with it. That's completely thrown out the window. It's just about if, she's leaving, what do I do? Or, like, should I go with her? Or it's like, am I a burden to her? But it's never really about what Captain Stacy said. And you kind of, like, lose that core, I think.
Doesn't he see him when he's going to dinner with her or something like that? Going to dinner, was supposed to
I
go
don't
to
think
dinner
so.
with the family?
No, I think the only time he sees her is, is when in the car. He's like, what? Let's see. There's too much back and forth. Peter and Gwen. Can we recut the dim sum scene so that it doesn't feel so repetitive? Yeah, that's a good point. I think I said that. Can Peter be more honorable and definitive, less wishy-washy? Because with the wishy-washy and the other plot points, it's even more wishy-washy. It's very wishy-washy of him. Why do we need a year to pass? Oh yeah, that was weird. I forgot about that. She dies and a year passes.
Yeah. Where he's not.
It doesn't feel like that at all.
That shouldn't have been a year. It should have been like 3 or 4 months.
Maximum.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like max.
Like, yeah. That I forget about that because it really doesn't feel like that. Harry's story feels like the main plot of the movie. Peter should look into the past because of Harry. Yeah, why didn't they do that? He finds old pictures of them. Oh my gosh. Missed opportunity. That does like 3 things at once. Not sure what Peter learns at Roosevelt is entirely correct. We're distracted by the idea that Peter becomes Spider-Man. Oh, I forgot to say that completely. I fucking hate the Destiny thing. That's one of the things that's like, I don't get it. Because, like, how do they write Spider-Man so good in, like, some scenes and completely miss the point of the character in others?
Sony.
But that doesn't seem like a Sony thing to me.
I feel like out of the things that I feel
the
like
parent plot isn't a Sony thing.
I know, but like I feel like with certain things they wanted to set up the other movies.
I hate that. I really do. I think that's my least favorite part of this movie. Is the fact that they make it like only Peter Parker could have been Spider-Man. No, the point is anyone could have been. It could have been a fucking menace.
Yeah.
Which Peter Parker is for a little bit, but he learns his lesson, of course. Andrew's performance is all over the place. A lot of crying and a lot of mania. Hard to track emotionally sometimes. Big Kevin Feige opinion on Andrew Garfield.
I think that's probably the dumbest opinion I've heard about Andrew Garfield's performance, especially considering that Tom Holland's always crying in those movies.
No, but I think he's saying it's not Andrew's. I don't think he's roasting Andrew as an actor. I think he's roasting the editors.
Yeah, it's probably the editors. I think because Andrew's we both agree that Andrew's performance was pretty. Because
we've seen him good in other movies. It's not Andrew. It's because they're all fucking over the place, wishy-washy motherfuckers. Don't like the idea that May tells Peter his parents were spies because 2 seconds later he finds out. That's a good point. Like, if you're gonna put 20 plot points in, you have to make it like precise. You can't have like things happening multiple times. I like the idea that May finds out he's Spider-Man, finds his costume. They cut that out.
No, it's kind of in there because like.
Oh well, that
cause,
American
like,
flag thing, but
yeah.
should have just.
I do really like that scene because sometimes in comics and like in like the game, like she knows, she just doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
And I do really like that, honestly.
Well, they do. Yeah, like they do that in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, like I like when
It's like we all
she
need a hero
knows.
sometimes.
It's just that like she just doesn't say
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. No, that's good animation. Can't kind of like the morgue, but hate the dancing mortician. What did they fucking cut? What did we see? Oh my gosh, what is this? I don't know what that means. Are you using VFX to show how Electro was traveling from one point to another? Burst of electricity. Oh yeah, also it's really weird that one, I forget what scene it's in, but there's that one time that Electro like breathes out lightning.
Mm-hmm.
That was really weird. It's like and then just shoots out. Need to underscore capture of Goblin. More sirens as you linger on the clock. 121 to 122. Nice touch. Oh, Kevin, that's so nice. Surveillance scene should be about following Harry, not Peter. No one should be following Peter. That's also a good point. Because that never comes up again, really. They just like follow Peter.
That clock thing. That's probably the director, though. Mark Webb.
Probably is a director.
Mark Webb.
Can Electro hum Itsy Bitsy Spider before he plays it electronically? Right. Kevin, just tell them the truth. No one wants to see that.
I think Kevin did.
Yeah, maybe that was his idea. Maybe intercut the ending montage and hearing Gwen's speech with someone going into special projects and reveal more Easter eggs and see that the Rhino has broke out. Yeah. Do we see the Rhino break out? I don't think we do.
I don't think so either.
Don't need Ant-Man in the kitchen. He is ahead of the times. Spider-Man.
You should have seen the shock on my face when he said that. When he said that one.
Spider-Man needs to feel more directly responsible for preventing the planes crashing. I don't get what that means. Well, I know what it means, but that felt unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what he'd do. Like, sit on the other one. And, like,
Kevin gave some good things, but we've also kind of realized that Kevin might not be the best person to go for notes.
He does notes on every single Marvel movie. Don't show New Yorkers looting. Valid.
Maybe he's gotten better at it, but like,
there's
let's be honest with this.
No, I think that there's like two things that are like, I don't know what he was really thinking, but most of that I 100% agree with, and it sounds like they took some advice. But what's weird about
Mark Webb probably took their advice.
What's weird about it is like, some of that, it sounds like they used some of it, but like the best stuff that he gave, they didn't listen to.
Do you know what the problem with these movies is though? They had the perfect cast. They had a really good director.
They had writers who understood the character to an extent.
Well, they probably understood the character, but they were probably told to do certain things, so they had to work around it and like try to figure out all these things all at once.
Say the name, John. Say the name. Avi Arad, you motherfucker. It's always been your fault.
Yeah, and I genuinely think they only did this. They only made these movies to make money.
Yeah.
At least especially the second one. The second one they definitely made only for money.
No. Well,
they
in
didn't
what respect?
end up making money off it, but they
did it to make a universe to make money.
Well, that and also I mean to get all these characters in it so that they can sell a bunch of toys off of them.
I don't think it was directly made to make money in the way that they put like 5 Spider-Man suits in a movie now. I think it was like to set up a universe, which obviously makes money further down the line.
I think it's both because I think Spider-Man's like the thing that has almost made a lot of the money.
I mean, it's all economics, but the point is like, yeah, they saw like, okay, Marvel Cinematic Universe makes money. We want money. Let's make a Spider-Man Cinematic Universe would sell. That's the point of making movies in Hollywood. So, you're right. But yeah, I think the goal in a general respect was, what is it? 40?
Have fun.
40 minutes?
Have fun, man.
This may be audio only. Fuck that. Anyway, we have to wrap this up.
I can understand where people come from when they don't like this movie, but I still personally enjoy it, and it's still very up there for me.
B+.
Okay. What did I give Spider-Man 1?
Oh, Spider-Man 1? Amazing Spider-Man 1?
Amazing Spider-Man 1. I give this one an A+ for enjoyment.
You don't actually.
I do. I'm telling you, it's Men in Black 2.
I didn't give Men in Black 2 an A+. I give it like an A.
I'll give it an A then. I'll give it an A.
A+?
I'll give it an A.
3 out of 5.
I think I gave Amazing Spider-Man 1 either a 1 or a 4. Not a 1 or a 4.
Bitch, what?
I think I gave it either a 3.5 or a 4. really hard to do. Either I want to give this one either 3.5 or 4, either or 2, not or 2. Like I have to choose.
4. I mean, I guess, but it's objectively a bad movie.
The silence while waiting for me to pick my score. You're just eyeing me. Fine, I'll go 3.5. I'll only go 3.5 because I feel like I have to round down for you.
Validated. 2.5, rounding down.
Shut up. Stop it. No. Stop.
I may.
No.
Can I realize how bad this movie was?
Shut up. You enjoy
Bad fucking movie.
it. Outro, Jack.
Anyway. Just check us out. I don't know, man. Fuck this. This is too long.
Subscribe.